Jenny from High Roller Casino.
Hi.
If we can put the presentation, the keynotes, please. So Jenny, we were discussing a little bit about your own journey as a woman in iGaming. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. I mean, I've worked in iGaming now for the past 10 years. I mean, there are people with much more experience than me in here, but based on my experience, yeah, I have obviously a lot of very powerful women as a colleagues. I would like that rather than put each other's down in some situation, we support each other's. Because I found myself that sometimes my biggest enemies, unfortunately, they have been some other women I worked with, which it shouldn't be the case. Men, you don't see men doing that, you know. We need to support each other. We need to understand each other, help each other, share knowledge. I would like to see more of that, obviously. Thank you.
Okay. You were also mentioning that, for example, iGaming conferences.
Yeah.
It's totally male-oriented topics. The outside experiences. I mean, can you discuss a little bit what we were talking?
You know, I would like to see events which are more. I know that now I can see some changes, and I can see some women breakfast organized and some women, meetings, but it's still very much male focused. You will have the football tournament, you will have the paddle tournament. It doesn't mean that women don't play those sports, but it's mainly male who prefer playing these sports, So yeah, definitely we need more events around things that us as women we like to do. So yeah, that's why probably, women are not as attracted to the business that probably men are. There are women that are not very comfortable in applying for a job, even though maybe they feel like they could fit within the industry with their experience. So we need to make it more women-friendly, please.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more, but also let's focus on the positive. What can we do? Fill in those surveys and let's claim our space. I want to give the mic to Hilary Stewart-Jones, a consultant in the iGaming sector. Hilary was describing to me how the Wild West of gaming was 10, 20 years ago. What the landscape was. I have 27 years myself, and I started in Costa Rica, and it was the Wild West completely. And Hilary, tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, it's absolutely true to say, and I think to put it out there, there's been a huge improvement. We have seen massive changes. We've seen sensitivity to the subject matter. But in the early days, Richard, I think that even you agree that the parties were out of hand. It was, it was coke, it was hookers, it was everything designed to make people feel massively uncomfortable. Men as well, not just women, with what was expected and what was de rigueur. And I explained last couple of times I spoke, there seemed to be an impending gleam moment, at least at ICE a couple of years ago when Sarah Harrison, the CEO, walked in to find people pole dancing. And she went absolutely ballistic, probably a bit of an overreaction on her part because she must have realized the industry that she was regulating. But it did seem to be a pivotal point, at least, in the conferencing that they then started to organize, certainly in the US and certainly in the UK. There are massive terms and conditions now about appropriate dress code. We were talking about the booth babes earlier on, complete eradication of that. I'd like to see it completely eradicated in SiGMA. We're not quite there yet, but at least it has improved.
Yes, I like to see that improvement. And the industry started heavily misogynist. Heavily misogynist. Yeah. It's not an exaggeration to use that title. It's been tough to penetrate that arena as a woman. I can tell you that it's challenging.
I can say, and it's a perfectly true anecdote, is that when we used to do the conferences in Manila, at a certain time of night, literally the microbus of women would arrive and just flood the parties. And at that point, I always knew it's just like, it's time for me to go to bed because I can't watch them play lie dice. I can't see all of this that has been put on as standard hospitality for the guys at the parties.
Yeah, going to the workplace, We have Michelle Dvorak here, owner and CEO of Metro New York. Give a clap to Michelle. Thanks for showing up.